Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Derps and Dragons. I'm Steve, your DM, and we're going to kick things off with an intro to Winter Never Left. Lake Lancaster, at the top end of the region of Dane, has been frozen for nearly 20 years. Things weren't always this way. It's as if the Arctic region glacius to the north literally reached out and took a hold of this small lake town. The people of this once bustling area are still surviving 2 decades later, but barely. Frequent blizzards and attacks from northern monsters that have made their way south have made it extremely difficult for supply caravans to make their way to and from this little town. The town's residents all blame one person for their misery, someone they call the Frost Witch. These ignorant commoners speak with disgust whenever they refer to her. They assume she controls both the weather and these dangerous creatures that threaten the area. But few accept the real truth, that their own bigotry and vicious cruelty drove her to curse this town. 12 years ago, the town assembled a team to hunt down the Frost Witch. But they were stopped by a horrific creature in the woods north of the lake. Of the 11 that went out into the cold, only 5 returned. Mayor Cornelius Krumholt has kept his involvement very quiet, quick to arrest anyone that tries to hold him accountable for what happened 20 years ago and for what happened with the ill-fated expedition up north. Many of these people admire him for keeping the town together through what they call their own little ice age. In one way or another, all of these misfits that make up our adventuring party came together and wanted to seek the truth. With the help of a few other good souls in this town, namely the frost mage Isemulus Grathen, they all set out to make things right. Now for my players. We're going to go back to see everybody. And
I was creeping in the corner, I saw.
Leave these things. Yeah. So we're going to go around clockwise from me. Jonas.
Thank you, Daddy DM.
How long were you waiting to say that?
Literally just before we started.
Tip of his tongue.
Yep.
Waiting.
I was like, please start with me. Please.
All right, Morgan,
start
give us an introduction of your character and some of the things Jonas has experienced since we've started.
Good evening. I am Jonas Forsteel, the son of a preacher man, but it's like, don't want to be a preacher. Spite. Fuck you, Dad. I'm going to go do shit.
So
I
cleric.
decided to... Yes.
Cleric. Yes.
Yes, I was brought up as a cleric of life, but it's like, do I do that most of the time? Sometimes, yes. I do the occasional heal. And I decide, hey, what's the most spiteful thing I can do in this town? I'm going to go hang out with the freaks. I'm going to work at an inn, be an unreligious piece of shit, and hang out with the freaks.
And so, your time at the Elkarth Inn, or at the Elkarth Lodge, has been done doing what?
Mostly, I'm kind of the cook or assistant cook. I bounce around most of the jobs there. Sometimes I'll help at the bar. I'll mostly be back in the back cooking stuff, though. It was kind of an establishment as you kill it, we cook it.
Alex. Introduce yourself.
So my character's name is Sinowo. and she is a furbolg that looks like a buffalo, and she is a druid with a shotgun. Because why not? she heard about what kind of happened. She is older. She's a older girl. She is not in the town because the town doesn't like people let's just say who are different. So she has to disguise herself all the time. But she was around when the hunters came back, and she found it very suspicious. So she's kind of off to see what's up, essentially.
What's up is that shotgun.
What's up with that shotgun?
Seriously, a druid with a gun.
A druid with a shotgun.
High-powered nature.
Don't worry, it fires acorns.
That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Not a coconut gun like Donkey Kong.
Oh
No.
God.
Coconuts would be so expensive to import up in the mountains, though.
It's gonna hurt.
That's like a cannon.
Okay.
Where'd you get the
That is a
coconut?
cannon.
Are
Firing
you
a
suggesting
coconut.
coconuts are migratory?
We're not
Lewis.
doing this.
Lewis,
Hi.
introduce your character, please.
I'm going to be playing a halfling warlock named Soltin Pond. He is a part of the Hospitality Guild, and his patron is a genie, but the fun part about that is his patron is also his wife. He carries her on his hip, brings her everywhere he goes, and every evening, the higher level he reaches, the more time he's allowed to spend with her. Most of that time is spent, though, doing hospitality things, such as cleaning, cooking, and just kind of being a good husband in that regard. He's been working, and he was actually brought up to come to the Elkhurst Lodge. His goal essentially was bring it up to snuff, make sure they know what they're doing when it comes to doing business in a year-round cold place. And after hearing about an incident going on recently with one of the individuals who was staying here, he felt personally obligated to go figure out what is going on and to hopefully get to the bottom of whatever the situation is.
Okay. My brain immediately wanted to call you Ylfa, not Mandii. But Mandii, would you like to introduce Ylfa?
Oh, that is Ylfa. Clearly.
My character's name is Ylfa Wolfnog. She is a barbarian sorcerer, and my very first multi-class character ever. So I'm probably going to ask a ton of questions. She actually does not live in town either. She lives with Sinowo and her family in a cabin in the woods outside of town. She was actually taken in by Sin's family. Since we've started playing, she's cut off a lot of heads. That seems to be her specialty at this point. She did heal a little boy, despite him and his father having attacked our party. So she has goodness in her.
We'll fix that.
Some
I
bandits
sure
that
hope
you
not.
some
Her
bandits that you
family
let
has
go.
left a dark past on her. I would like to not make her go that way.
Okay. Cat.
Oh, hello. So my name is Kat, but my character's name is Zephyr. She is an Air Genasi storm sorcerer. And, well, given what I look like, it's pretty obvious I'm not from town either. So I heard about Icicle's little issue. I have to admit, curiosity got the best of me. So I brought my cute little tushy up to the Elkhurst Lodge, where I've been performing as an entertainer the entire time. Gotta say, what Cinnabon said is very true. They do not like you if you look weird. Fortunately, a little bit of prestidigitation and a disguise kit does wonders. And in terms of what I've been doing, I know Waffles said she's been cutting off heads. I've been melting people and setting them on fire, so, oops. That's sort of my specialty. But at the same time, I'm also really good at making snow blow the other direction so that we can at least see where the hell we're going. And, well, other than that, I'd say that's pretty much my story.
So, our sixth player, Justin, is not joining us tonight. He is playing Sir Not Appearing in this stream. His character is Wes Griffin, a half-elf ranger who is a monster hunter, and he's a hunter of both monsters and men. Take that as you will. But he's very much a stoic, strong, silent type who...
Shoots arrows at his friends? What?
He did accidentally shoot Ylfa in the back in our last session.
It happened one time. Sweetie, you gotta get over it.
That was the only crossbow bolt that didn't break during that combat.
You should have broken it. Just to spite him.
Just snap it in half. Here you go.
Turning over.
Here's your bolt back.
Establish dominance.
Yeah. He is basically a mercenary though, so he's really just around for the combat. So he is going to be on autopilot this evening because we were out in the middle of the cold and I can't just bamf him away to some farm somewhere.
He was kidnapped by the Chwingas.
He was kidnapped by Iron.
Oh no, you leave Iron out of this.
So
Iron is a good boy.
Your horseman.
Yes, Iron. We can discuss Iron and that in a second here.
Big Iron.
This started when this incident that they all mentioned was an attempted assassination of an old half-orc hunter named Ortesia who stayed at the Elkarth Lodge. They were unable to find the person responsible for the attack. Ortesia did survive. But they could tell that it was someone with relatively well-made boots in a size that was comparable to Ylfa's and Zephyr's feet. And they had some kind of wolf headdress on. Those were the only details they were able to determine. And they
also smelled like oil and leather.
Yeah, they smelled like oil and leather and human. But this person managed to evade them and the gang of bandits that later attacked them when they were following the trail. Which they did spare a couple of these bandits, and but the other ones were horribly murdered.
We spared Gregory and Luke.
Yes.
One of them was
Boy
melted.
and father.
Barely.
Yes.
You're welcome.
And then the next day, they all decided to gear up for an actual expedition because they know of someone in the northern woods that may be able to help them. At the very least, may be able to help them identify this assailant. And that person is Jerry. They are not sure what his real name is. The only person that has actually met him so far is Sinowo. Sinowo. I gotta get it out of the way because you keep doing it.
I love it.
Sinowo.
Sinowo.
No.
God damn it.
No.
Okay.
Gods damn it. Okay. So you guys decided to set out, but Sinowo, being a druid, realized, hey, the next couple days are going to be real snowy. So they all managed to find some pretty helpful people in town with Soltin's expert business knowledge and charm, and secured a fortified wagon specifically made for traversing tundra environment, and 2 horses. One of which was an old war horse named Iron, who Alex is completely in love with. I think everyone is completely in love with him at this point. And then a regular draft horse named Hickory. Hickory and Iron. It's not spelled Iron, by the way. I don't know if I told you guys that. It's Eiren. Iron.
Okay.
Because you gotta have those stupid, unique spelling names.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh yeah,
Of
absolutely.
course, the horse.
All right.
Oh God.
Horse.
Thank you for the follow,
My hands
Tara.
off of that horse because that's your horse husband.
You guys aren't going to hear these Streamlabs notifications, but I'm going to hear every one of them, and they're going to distract the hell out of me.
Good.
What you can't
I can't wait.
Hey!
I'm not going to turn it off either. I'm going to just power through it.
Dude, what are you getting notified about even?
We just got a follow from Tara Mupp. Tara Mupp.
Tear him up.
Or Tara Mupp.
Thank you.
Tear him up.
Okay.
Where was I?
Iron.
So,
The
yeah,
horse of the horse?
Hickory and Iron. You guys set out during what was the beginning of the blizzard and trudged your way all the way back up through the road that you went up the night before, past the area where the bandits attacked you, and to a point where you needed to rest. Hickory was lagging a little bit, not able to hold up with the harsh conditions like Iron was, and you guys decided to stop and rest. While you were stopped and rest, you were attacked by snowballs from the blizzard, just out from the snowy fog, essentially. And upon following them, Jonas and Sinowo, who was now a horse at this point, found a gang of Chwingas.
All right.
And we got another foul. Thank you, Master Caven. That one didn't freak me out, but I did notice it. When the notification is going like, all right. So yeah, it's a little distracting.
That's gonna hit during a quiet point.
If someone raids me, it's even worse. I can't remember the noise, but I know it's like it.
That's gonna be so good.
It's like the audio equivalent of getting a wet willy. So yeah,
That'd be amazing.
I love it.
I think we definitely need raids to happen.
I'll redo it for you when I'll redo it for you when it happens, if it happens.
I just want a good, like, perfectly timed follow. Like something horrible's happening, and all of a sudden you just hear, "All right."
You're gonna hear me start laughing while you guys are crying.
It's just gonna be you've killed him. All right.
They've died in your arms.
If I just lose my shit randomly, yeah, that's gonna be what happened.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
I'm excited.
So
It's gonna be good.
God, I might have to meet that at some point. Upon following the Chwingas, you found them over some carcasses, a dead polar bear and a dead buck, both very large, which provided cover for a much bigger Chwinga that seemed to be about 4 feet tall.
A Chwinga.
A Chwinga.
Chwinga.
Who looked similar to them, had a white mask like the tiny ones. Chwinga are only about 6 inches tall, by the way. Had a tiny mask, white mask with blue markings on it, and some fur and hides that were all in white and black, just like the little Chwinga. But this large one was cutting a piece off of the deer. And as they pulled the big piece of meat off the deer, they were confronted by a pack of wolves. The wolves interposed themselves between Sinowo and Jonas and the Chwinga backed off slowly into the woods while the wolves just jumped on the carcasses and started going to town. Jonas and Sinowo took the opportunity while they were distracted to get the fuck out and went back to the party. Yeah, just pieced the fuck out and got back to the don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Yeah.
Don't be suspicious.
The one human of the party and a horse. Just
not being suspicious at all.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Managed to get back, got back to the wagon. Had everybody set things up. Told everybody what they saw. Got everything ready to go after the short break. And as soon as you started to get free of the snow that accumulated and move again, you saw 3 large shadows in the snow just up the road. It was 3 ice trolls that did quite a lot of damage to a few of you, but were ultimately defeated by the combination of fire and acid attacks that you just pelted the shit out of them with. During the fight, the Chwingas showed up again, pelting one of them and distracting it with snowballs, and it tried to overturn a tree onto them, but it seemed to do nothing. And after taking it down, the Chwinga, proudly accepting credit for a lot of the help in killing the troll, beckoned you to follow. And that is where we will pick up tonight's session. The Chwinga, just with its little chirpy, kind of shrill language. Which one of you could do that again? There you go. Yeah, that's basically it.
The eyebrows
I
make
can't do that, man.
The eyebrows make it so much better.
Yeah, I feel like I need to drink a whole bunch to get my mouth prepared for that, making that kind of noise.
Just gurgle into the microphone. It's fine.
So it trills in this like positive kind of way that those of you with a decent passive insight can kind of understand, and it does beckon with one of its little twig-like arms, and then runs off. And as it's running, you see it just pass straight through the trunk of a tree, like Harry Potter running into the platform 9 3/4.
Well, it would be kind of rude to not follow, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't think the cart can fit through a tree, let alone our horses, and there are wolves out here, and if anything happens to Iron, I will kill everyone in this room, and then myself.
Shotgun.
Shotgun.
I have enough rounds for everyone.
I do. I have so much.
Wes goes over and says, I'll stay with the cart.
Okay. I'm not leaving my shotgun here. But if anything happens to Iron,
we all
you
die.
don't want to know. You don't want to know.
You already explicitly said it. We all die.
We all die.
Wes, if you're alive when we come back and Iron's dead, you have just signed everybody's death warrant.
Yes.
Well, how long are you planning on being gone?
Forever. Goodbye.
Hopefully not too long, but we got to see what the Chwinga's up to.
Do we have an
They
idea
did help distract.
what time of day it might be right now?
It is getting late in the afternoon. It is. You can still tell that the sun is up. You can't see it, but there's enough light that you can tell that it's not nightfall yet.
But it's definitely, if we leave, there's unlikely that we're coming back before dark.
You don't know how far off it is, but there's a chance.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Shall we take the tree elevator?
What's the elevator?
You've never seen an elevator? We've got one in the lodge.
No, we don't.
You know, yeah. There's a big
What is
rock
it?
tied to a rope and a pulley, and you pull. It's
That's a
real
lift.
easy.
I was
Oh.
experiment.
Oh,
you,
y'all call it lifts up here. I didn't know that.
you didn't see me futzing with that one day just to see if I could.
No,
For
I
the
was probably
record?
in the back cooking.
Who let you touch all
Oh,
them
that's all right.
dials unattended? It's an expensive piece of equipment.
Who let you out of the cage?
That rock and rope. Sure.
Wes kind of like leans out from the driver's seat of the cart as you guys are talking just along the side, and he's, what? You're gonna signal me if you need help, right?
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'll do something. I'll start a forest fire or something. I'll get a hold of you.
No, don't do that.
If anything else, my instrument should be able to make enough noise. You can probably hear it from here.
Or if you start hearing shotgun fire, probably means we need help.
Yeah, that's pretty loud.
My boomstick.
Between her boomstick and my boomstick, you'll know.
My boomstick brings all the boys to the yard.
To the yard. And
Well,
God
it's
damn it.
gonna bring Wes to the yard.
I was ashamed as I was
Brings
doing
my
that.
boomstick brings all the rangers to the yard.
And they're like, what happened?
I'm trying to decide if thaumaturgy would work on a shotgun.
I don't see
Oh,
why it
Jesus.
wouldn't.
It
Give
says
it a-
your voice booms 3 times as loud, so I'm saying if I can do it with anything else that makes noise, like a shotgun.
So you
It's
could
a
probably
very
do that on.
intimidating shotgun.
He says, just make sure it's whatever you do, it's louder than the wind. I'm gonna
Oh,
move.
no
I'm gonna
problem
move
with
them
that.
in the wagon off the road a little bit. So he moves the wagon. I'm just gonna move. Everybody is gonna move a bit this way. Basically, just kind of getting it off the main road.
Dope, dope, dope.
Excellent.
Using Roll20 for this stream, I'm not going to be able to keep any secrets from you guys other than like keeping them off screen.
I am not currently watching the stream for the sake of keeping
neither.
things.
Well, I'm not going to be able to keep them from the viewers.
Oh,
So.
this would be great.
There are
I
going to
wouldn't be
be things
surprised.
hidden off screen. The DM layer means nothing right now.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Oh
Is
yeah,
it,
there's
though?
there's actually a person
We're about to
hidden
go
up in
into
this
the forest
tree
to
from
follow
the last
Chwinga
fight
and
we did
find
on
a
this
Chwinga.
map.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you will see all. You will see all. This is like it's like playing a movie though. You see things that the characters don't see.
Ah, yes. How to separate yourself from the meta.
Yeah. Okay, so as you all discuss, you're following this Chwinga. You notice that the snow, while deep in between the trees, it seems like the deeper you get into the forest, the lighter it is. The snowfall itself. And it gets lighter and lighter until you reach this little outcrop, or like an outcrop of rocks, seemingly on the side of a hill, to make a little cliff face, and just in front of it, down this hill from the bottom of it, is this clearing where you see plenty of movement and activity. Oh wait, no, I need to move you guys to another map. That's how we do that. That's how we do that. You see what appears to be a little table setting.
Like a Christmas village.
A long makeshift table with slightly curved up edges, adorned with a random assortment of items arranged for a meal. The Chwinga surround it. You can easily spot a good six or seven of them. Just kind of playing, messing with things on the table. Some of them standing, just kind of like looking around, kind of keeping watch. And as you approach, you notice that the table setting has no actual food on it. All the plates are covered in little twigs and pine needles and wads of snow formed to look like a blop of mashed potatoes. Like, it looks like a pretend meal set up. Just on the opposite side of the table, you see two snowmen built. One has a monocle and a bow tie. The other one has a corncob pipe and a straw hat. Sinowo, as you approach, you see the one with the straw hat also has a very familiar looking necklace on it. The dragon talon necklace that you misplaced a few days ago.
I see something that is quite familiar to me.
And I'm going to need all of you to roll perception checks as you approach.
Boy, you don't want to make me do that.
Oh,
I do want you to do that because you're probably going to see everything.
With a passive 22.
Yeah, it was a passive 22.
I'll roll it.
You're not just noticing things out of the corner of your eye here. You're actually looking for stuff.
Oh baby, a 4.
I got my passive 22.
Soltin
money, not nat.
over a shit.
19. Holy
Okay,
shit.
Okay.
And 20 not nat.
That's
Sultan, you're too
freaking
busy
phenomenal.
critiquing the table placements to notice.
The forks go on the
Mandii,
right.
what
the
did you
spoons
get
go on
for
the left.
perception?
We're missing a fork.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Missing salad spoons.
I got 11 plus probably not much. I got 12.
Okay, that is enough for you to notice the one thing that you are missing.
With no door.
So, Jonas, the first detail that you spot is that this long table is actually a tower shield.
Cool.
It's covered with a cloth and all this stuff, so it's really hard to tell, but you can tell from the edges and the corners, it's definitely like the frame of a tower shield. Zephyr, you notice that one of the plates isn't a plate. It's the dragon scale that went missing from your room in the Elkar's Inn about a week ago.
If you all
Ylfa,
weren't...
you see just behind the two snowmen, kind of rocking around, a Chwinga in a tiny cage that has no doors. And it looks like he's having fun rolling it around in the snow. Jonas, in the center of the table, you see a pepper shaker. And
Yeah,
next
I knew
to
it was
it,
going to be right next to it. I knew it.
and next to it, a glass rook that upon first glance you thought was a salt shaker.
Oh, yeah, no, it just makes sense. It looks like it.
You also notice, which Soltin failed to notice, a small book at one end of the table.
The most fucking obvious thing. And I'm staring at all the cutlery.
A tiny diary. Yeah, you're noticing a bunch of stuff that was stolen from Elkarth Lodge. a whole bunch of stuff.
Does he think that might
Fine,
basically
China
is a salt shaker? He thinks it is a salt shaker.
Thank you, Honeyed Orange, for the follow. All right.
All right.
Maybe Jonas didn't.
Honeyed
steal all the
Orange
cutlery.
sounds super tasty.
Actually, that sounds really good.
Indeed.
Say that out loud.
Sounds like some good meat.
You hear Jonas. You hear Sultan say that under his breath. Like maybe Jonas hasn't been taking all the cutlery.
Fucking rude.
Well, I wasn't going to accuse you until I had some sort of evidence, but I had suspicions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I am a spiteful bastard, but I'm not a thief.
So the Chwinga are kind of open and welcoming as you approach. Like some of them acknowledge you and wave. Some of them just like look at you like a deer caught in headlights, just kind of staring blankly. Some of them aren't paying any attention to you.
And you said they're 6 inches tall?
Yes, each one is about 6 inches tall.
Hell yeah, I'm the tallest man here.
As long as you don't look behind you.
Or beside you.
I'm in front. It's fine.
Or behind you.
Just let him think he's tall. It's
Let
fine.
me revel.
Let
in
him have
moment.
this win. Let him have this win.
This magic moment.
Oh boy.
Um,
I'm gonna start approaching
we
the
approach.
table. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sultan's gonna walk up to the table.
Okay.
Which snowman? Like left snowman, right snowman.
has
The,
next-
Shark or right shark?
Yes, the right snowman is the one with the corncob pipe, straw hat, and not only is it straw hat, there's like makeshift hair coming out from it, so it looks like a hillbilly snowman almost.
That is the cutest damn thing.
I don't know whether to be angry or horrible.
so
It's adorable.
how big are these? Is this table setting? Is it Chwinga sized or is it like?
It is on a
person
tower
sized?
shield, so it's a solid like 8 foot long, or however
Oh,
big a
tower
fucking
shield's
tower.
not that big.
Not that
Tower
big.
shield's
6. Okay,
5,
6 foot
5 or
long.
Think a
Regardless.
small, a medium-sized high top table.
It's 6
Regardless,
feet long.
it's-
We're going with 6 feet
it's
long.
a full size table.
It's a big table.
Gotcha. Okay.
Many of the Chwinga can fit on it and play around with the stuff that's on there, and some of them are kind of sitting at the table and act like they're eating. One of them is like trying to feed one of the snowman some sticks and like shoves it into where his mouth would be, and then just like pokes it in.
Nice.
Oh my
Tasty.
god. It's like those Cabbage Patch Kids that ate the food and then started eating kids' food.
Oh, I heard about that.
Do we get the impression that we're supposed to sit at the table?
There are some seats at the table. Only 2 of them are actual chairs. There's one set on the end of the table, this end of the table, where the little book is. There are a couple of stumps that look like they have been, or like little pieces or chunks of wood, that are set on the ground and covered in snow. The only one that looked like it had been wiped off was the one by the book.
Where on the table is my dragon scale?
It is opposite the. It's over by where Sinowo is, on that side, and it's like the placement at the end of the table,
I'm gonna
using the scale as a plate.
I'm gonna boogie on over there then.
Sultan's gonna start looking around at the cutlery. Like, there's one of our forks. There's one of our knives. Is that half of a cup? And he's gonna like start like touching the cutlery at the table.
Mhm.
And he's going to start taking these cutlery things and grouping them together. He's not like putting them in a bag or anything yet, but he's putting them together, like trying to take everything he knows is from the Elkarth Lodge.
Mhm.
No, I'm actually just gonna sit down at a stump.
One of the Chwinga watches you do that and takes some of the other things and starts putting them in very similar piles to you on the other side of the table.
Is he taking anything from my pile or anything
No.
that I would put in my pile? Okay.
No. Well, some things that you would put in your pile.
Okay.
But just things that are out of your reach at the moment.
Gotcha.
Cute.
Sultan's gonna look at him, look at his pile, look at the other guy, and he's gonna start like trying to mimic movements. He's gonna see like if I grab to my right, does the Chwinga grab to his right, or does he like mirror me?
When he notices you watching, he does.
Oh, this is great. He's gonna start doing like the rub your chest, pat your head kind of thing.
Then it stops and just like kind of tilts its head.
Complex motor functions, bro.
He starts doing that and hopping on one foot at the same time.
Oh, goodness. He's gonna start doing the same thing.
Down.
Out. Do you do that and then start spinning in place?
Yes.
It's on.
You're gonna have to give me some kind of dex check because you're doing it in snow. So far, from what you've seen, the Chwinga just walk on the top of the snow. They're completely unaffected by it.
This is okay. I'm willing to make a fool of myself for this.
Perfect.
So give me a dex check or at least or an acrobatics if you have it.
Yeah, they're both the same. So
Okay.
Let's do acrobatics. Why not?
While this is going on, do I see the Chwinga anywhere?
No.
The Chwinga.
13.
Yeah, you're fine. You do like the snow gives you a weird landing a little bit, but once you pack down a spot to stand on, you're fine jumping and mimicking the Chwinga back. And as you do it, you notice that like 3 more of them stop and watch, and they start doing it too.
Oh, I am working on a small army here. This is
Yes.
Little do you know.
I'm gonna be sitting down at the table. What's in front of me?
So you sit down and you see a plate that you've never seen before. It is a little decorated towards the edges with some ink in the ceramic, but you look down and it's like some sticks bundled together and like a bunch of pine needles broken up to like the size of rice in a pile, and a scoop of snow with a little berry just on top of it.
Oh God.
I'm gonna grab the pepper and my rook, and I'm gonna sprinkle the pepper on it, pocket the rook, and actually just gonna start eating it because I can.
I fucking forgot.
Yeah. I can eat
should've
anything, motherfuckers.
Yeah. So Jonas, tell everybody about that.
Oh yeah.
Give me a flavor profile
So,
stat.
in the pursuit of expanding my culinary knowledge.
I don't know. This is more of like.
Shush. In the pursuit of expanding my culinary knowledge and experimenting with unique things, I've managed to acquire a ring of the goat.
Mm-hmm.
The ring of the goat allows me to literally eat anything.
God.
I think it's anything organic, isn't it?
Any organic matter, such as grass, leaves, twigs, linen, leather.
So everything on this table
Yes,
that
even the table.
they have put up.
Oh,
Well,
I
you
will
can't
eat
eat the
this
table.
Why?
You could eat.
It's a wooden shield.
There's a metal frame.
you can try.
I can eat most of the table.
You could eat a lot of it. But yeah, so the Chwinga all like there's several of them who are kind of sitting down start like chirping at you like they're having a dinner conversation with you. Yes.
I don't understand. I don't
And,
understand how you can do that.
Sinowo is. Are you going to try to take the necklace?
I've got my rook back. I'm happy.
I'm just going to kind of have a conversation with this fine, frosty gentleman beside me and admire my jewelry and everything and offer a trade. I'm just like having a conversation with the snowman. Just, that's a mighty fine necklace, but I feel as though a necklace of shells would be more to your liking. So I'm just gonna kind of like pull out a few of my shotgun shells that have already been used.
Oh, those
And
shells.
yeah. Hey. And so I'm just gonna kind of, do you mind, snowman? And so I take off the necklace and I'm just going to put the shotgun shells around the neck of the snowman to make it look like a necklace.
Mm-hmm. Thank you kindly.
Wait, did it actually just?
Wait, what?
Did the snowman just talk? Did that snowman just talk to me? Sir, did that snowman? You are quite welcome. I'm very happy that you like the shell necklace. And I pocket my shit in my pouch.
You did hear it speak, but it doesn't move at all.
Okay.
Soltin would 100% miss this during his current.
Yeah, most of you missed this.
Soltin missed this entirely.
I don't question it. There's so much shit in this forest.
We're at a dinner setting in the middle of the forest, and it's not snowing that hard.
Well,
Druid is the last one that's going to question that.
I'm not questioning.
Soltin missed it. He just doesn't know.
But I am. But I will turn back to the snowman and be like, I didn't catch your name, sir.
No response.
Son of a bitch.
She's like, hold on, I gotta make sure I'm not fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been in horse form for way too long.
Are you still a horse?
No. That'd be hilarious.
So,
are there any of those little dudes near where I'm sitting by my plate?
yes.
Are they dancing?
There's one next to you, all like sitting there, kind of like messing with some of the food on his plate, like sticking pine needles into a wad of snow and making it look like a little porcupine.
Oh,
How adorable.
Oh
Keep
God!
on from them as an army.
Same. I'm gonna reach through my stuff and I'm gonna pull out one of my little secondary instruments. I think I'll pull out my double recorder, and I'm going to look at the one nearest me who's making the little porcupine. Oh my God, that's so cute. Who's making the little porcupine. And I'm gonna say, hey, so this plate that's sitting here, it's kind of belongs to me, but you know, you guys are being, one, damned adorable, and two, I mean, let's be honest, you've kind of been the most welcoming folks we've seen in a while, so would you mind if I just played you a little tune and I could just take my plate back, please? You gotta understand, my dad gave this to me, and I don't get to see him that much.
it just kind of cocks its head and chirps at you in a way you're like, yeah, he has no fucking idea what I just said.
Oh boy. Okay, well, I will just start playing something relatively light, like just a little lighthearted tune on my double recorder, and just see what they do. I'm not gonna bust out my shawm. That thing would scare the piss out of them.
Make a performance check.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go.
Performance. Oh God, please.
You offended them, and they all attack.
Exactly. Shit.
We have a full-on snowball war.
Oh, okay.
They're the piranhas of the snow.
It's an 18.
I would love that.
All right.
So, what kind of vibe are you trying to do? What kind of mood are you going for with your music here?
Just, just lighthearted. We're not here to hurt. We're not here to, we're here to. We appreciate what y'all did for us back with pelting the trolls with snowballs and distracting them, and it's just I want us to be buddies, but at the same time I also just want to take my dragon scale back.
Okay.
So lo-fi.
So low. There we go.
A light ambient tune for a little while, just kind of jam out, and you notice that within the course of about a minute, their actions seem to synchronize to your music. They're going about what they're doing normally, but you're just kind of like looking out past your instrument at them, and it looks like a dance almost.
They're in the mood.
Hey, quick question.
They're in sync.
Oh yeah,
How dare you.
really weird thing all in front of us. What's going on around us, though?
Yeah, so looking off to the upper left side of the map there, on roll 20, you notice out from the big wall of rocks comes the Chwinga.
The Chwinga.
Along with a couple of other Chwingas, and just kind of you see her like mid skip, like she's heading in your direction, and just kind of like stops and hesitates when she sees all of you, but then just continues coming in your direction, along with the other two that are with her, and they just kind of follow her motions.
I'll probably stand and welcome, I guess.
At this point, Sultan's probably doing the Macarena on the table.
I would like to interact with the one that has my tiny cage or is inside my tiny cage.
Sure.
I will put my foot on the cage to stop it from moving.
Mm-hmm. You feel it kind of push down into the snow a little bit beneath your foot.
How wide are the bars? Does it look like they could slip in and out of there, or
No, it does not.
So I'm gonna lean in to the cage.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get inside of there?
Didn't you say there's no doors on the cage?
No.
Oh.
It just kind of like looks up at you and sticks its hands out, waving them.
So you're not trapped in there, I'm going to assume.
It grabs the bars and acts like he's trapped and he can't get out.
I'm gonna no, I won't do that. You're fucking with me. I'm gonna pick up the cage.
Okay.
With the Chwinga inside.
Okay. He kind of holds on to the bars as you lift him off the ground, and stares you right in the face as you pick it up and look at it.
So I'm gonna walk to the table and set the cage down on there.
Okay.
The table's shaking under
Yeah,
myself.
as soon as you let go, he starts shaking it again, wobble it back and forth.
No.
Are you
I don't
river
think I'm
dancing
ever gonna
now?
get that back.
I'm just trying to do whatever will keep the other Chwingas involved, because at this point I feel like a god.
Straight river dancing throughout the entire.
Soltin, do you think you can do something about getting this one out of the cage?
I make eye contact with it and start doing the Macarena, and I start doing the part where like you're supposed to like hip thrust to move forward and see if it gets him to go straight out of the cage.
Oh no!
He doesn't mimic it.
Aww.
That was worth a shot.
He's having fun with this cage.
I see.
But all of your attention is kind of drawn towards the much bigger Chwinga,
Chumbawamba.
who walks towards the table carrying holding by the handle a steaming pot, metal teapot. And comes over to the table, greeting you in what sounds like the Chwinga language. But those of you with a very high perception, Jonas and it sounds like a child doing the Chwinga voice.
I have stopped doing the Macarena. And I think at this point, have I noticed the book on the table?
Yes, at this point, yeah. You have.
Okay, good. Without thinking, Soltin's just going to reach down and pick it up.
Okay. You pick it up and your thumb, as you grab it, flicking along the side, you immediately feel another slip of parchment in there. And you kind of pull the tip out the top of the book and see that it's some kind of receipt you're not sure of. You've never seen it before, but it looks like it was being used as a bookmark, and you just kind of slide it back in there. And as the Chwinga is approaching the table, she just kind of like waves with her hand for you to get down as she comes in with the pot.
Okay. He hops off the table and goes, I'm sorry. And he prestidigitations and tries to like clean the table off any snow he tracked on it.
And she kind of grumbles in the Chwinga language and goes over and leans over the table and starts pouring, which you can all immediately smell is tea, into the cups on the table, all of which are just completely different. You got mugs, tankards, random glass cups, cups of all kinds on this table. And
I'm gonna pull my drinking horn out and hold it out to her.
She'll pour some into it.
I do not have anything prepared for any kind of, if this is poisonous. I don't have anything prepared. I am so sorry if we have a TPK right now at a Chwinga tea party.
When Sultan's going to like pull out some of his cook supply stuff, so he's probably got something for measuring of some kind. Mm-hmm. He's basically just going to hold it out to get a serving in this regard.
Okay. The Chwinga have closed in around you, seemingly coming to the attention of the queen as she's doing this, and all the little cups start steaming as soon as the tea is in them. It is quite hot and it smells pretty good.
What does it smell like?
It's very herbal. You're not sure exactly what's in it, but it definitely smells like she managed to find some plants to use. But the Chwinga all come around the table and they kind of each one that has a cup puts their head over it and just like lets the steam kind of wash over their mask and their face, essentially.
Adorable.
Seeming like they're slurping in the air, almost.
You know, since I'm fairly resistant to poisons because of chef, I'll try it out first.
Okay.
I think that's a
When I
mighty
see
fine
Jonas
idea.
drinking it, I wait.
Sultan's doing the exact same thing the Chwingas are doing and just like wafting it into his face. Like, this is what's happy they enjoy this. The
It's
weirdest
I'm
I'm
thing
just
ever.
holding my face. I'm just holding my face over the steam because heat.
So
Same. Can I-
Jonas, it's actually not bad when you taste it.
Can I like smell the tea? Can I like discern any kind of like certain plants or
Nope.
Yes.
anything?
Sultan's gonna drink it.
And it is a little surprising, but you can tell that these things are readily available in the town.
Okay.
But it is chamomile and juniper base tea, with a few other things in there that you can't quite identify. You don't think she used very big quantities of the other things. There are a couple other things at play, but they're not as strong as the chamomile and juniper flavors.
Sultan's drinking it. Be rude not to.
Same with Ylfa.
Same.
I'm going to pretend that I am drinking this
Okay.
substance.
I have a damn good constitution, so I'm good.
It would be rude if I cast Purify Food and Drink.
I'm just gonna take a look at the Chwinga.
It's gonna keep getting longer.
Yes.
Chwinga.
And just straight out ask, so you want to tell us why you guys brought us here?
So she pours herself a glass in this goblet.
Oh, what does it look like?
Shiny, pretty, shiny.
It is made of crystal.
Oh.
It is
Fun.
probably the most expensive thing on the table, other than, your own personal items. And she pulls out from kind of like this little waistband that she has, a sash, this little straw that has a few holes in it. And she puts her fingers over the holes and the straw up under her mask. And those of you watching can see as she lifts up, you can see a bit of her skin, and it's blue. Almost Zephyr's color, but a bit darker. And she drinks and then pulls the straw out and pushes the mask back down into place. She starts speaking in the Chwinga gibberish again.
Alex is eating. Give her a second.
And she with her inflections, it sounds like she's asking something. So I'm going to ask somebody to give me an insight check. Whoever's good at it
Not that good at
I
can
got a
do
plus
it.
7 of that.
I got a
With
plus 1.
I got a +3.
You know what? I'll do it.
okay.
I'm an insightful guy.
I was going to say the wise
I hope.
people should be able to handle this.
Oh, my
That ain't me.
I just watch. I don't actually do shit.
I'm book smart, not people smart.
And
24.
dance.
I'm strong.
Teen.
Okay.
I rolled a 17 plus 7.
Okay. So it seems to be like her asking, why are you here? Like the way she's gesturing around and, you know, pointing at all of you and kind of like mimicking the fight with the big trolls and everything. She's like, "Why are you here?" It sounds like that's what she's trying to ask.
Get a sense of the ask if it's like why we're just in the forest, the area in general, or like right here specifically.
I think it's what we're doing. Like, why are we out in the woods? Like, why are we out this far north? Why are we leaving an area?
Yeah, that is open to your interpretation.
I see like the Frostcap Mountains or anything that's north of the lake from here, or is it just forest?
Not with this visibility.
Okay.
It's pretty rough. It only took you about 10 minutes to get here from the road. So you're not too far off. But yeah, from where you think you're at, you'd still have another like hour or two till you got to Jerry's place.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try building a little diorama of sorts of like very rudimentary town and then like the mountains to one side and kind of like
In the snow.
shows us going towards the mountain. Yeah, just out of the snow.
Sure. God.
Performance check.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You got
God.
How
mage
well
hand?
can you sculpt?
Or
Not well. I have a -1 to that.
Oh no.
Or are you going to persuade them?
I could. Well, I was gonna say I could.
Sleight of hand? It's
Did
dexterous?
I notice that she had the blue skin, or was that a high perception people thing only?
that was really just the high perception people.
Fuck. I was gonna say because if she had seen that, I would have had her say something, attempt to see if she understood at least primordial, so that I could translate. But never mind.
Not today.
Unless we decide to make it be known about that, I guess.
How long's it been since us as a party have eaten?
Me? Us? Or at
You
least I
guys
know
you
me
guys
right now.
ate a bit when you stopped just before you fought the trolls. So that was
Okay.
like that was like an hour ago
Hour
maybe.
ago. Okay, yeah.
I rolled
okay.
for a performance check
Yeah.
to try and do that. And with a -1, I rolled a natural 20.
Oh my god.
So 19.
You take a bunch of twigs and snow and make a little diorama.
And then just kind of like motion us walking from town to the mountain. That kind of thing. It's the most basic and most simplest terms and ways I
What
can
are you
think.
doing here? We're going north.
Yes.
I just point up to where the mountains would be. And I would just be like, we're walking to the mountains. Heading north.
Casual stroll. Dangerous wilderness.
She just kind of nods in understanding as you say it. She doesn't pay too much attention to the diorama.
Oh.
Oh
Well.
She seems more receptive to you actually speaking than the Chwinga are. And then she kind of says something again before going with the same inflection where she asked a question, but this time her gibberish actually ends with a word, and that word is Jerry.
Yeah, we're heading to see Jerry.
Soltin nods his head vigorously.
That's the only thing I understood.
She
Do
continues
you
again.
know? I was gonna say, do you know Jerry? Are you friends with him?
She
Awesome.
nods and starts speaking again and motions to herself and to you and makes a walk and points off in the north like she wants to. It sounds like she wants to go with you.
Oh.
More than
Oh,
welcome.
What Are all your little friends gonna be okay without you for a little bit?
Can they join us?
I say we can happily have you along if you'll pelt snowballs at people we don't like.
What if the Chwingas like rode on iron, like
Oh.
just freaking
I
the
think that horse would
Chwinga
kill
army
them.
on iron, armed with snowballs?
They're all just clinging onto his mane.
Dude, I feel like Iron would kill them.
No,
He's an old man. He doesn't want to deal with crap.
He is
talk to him.
an old man. He
Iron
is-
wants to go to war.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's gonna have 20 little Chwingas riding into battle.
Definitely also wants to go to war.
This is a scaled down Oliphant, is what I'm hearing from like Lord of the Rings.
It's a perfect match.
It'll be
It's
great.
little things who want to go to war on a horse that wants to go to war.
This is true.
Just imagine just a little Chwinga.
Like sand people.
Yep.
A war horse.
Iron is their bantha.
Oh my god.
They don't have to travel in single file.
I want to be known that we probably desperately all said that actually out loud in character.
So she says a few more things in the Chwinga gibberish and grabs her goblet again. And this time the Chwinga mirror her, all trying to grab their cups, and the ones with cups small enough can actually lift them. The ones that can't just like grab it and hold a hand up. Not sure what to do. And this time at the end of her sentence, she says an Elvish word.
Oh, I speak Elvish.
Shit.
I don't.
Elvish.
I don't know Elvish. Of all the characters, I don't know Elvish.
So Elvish,
Fuck.
actually. I'm very surprised.
It's the Elvish word for cheers.
Come by.
I say
Someone
it back.
probably knows that word.
And she pulls out the straw again and takes another drink. And the Chwinga, the ones that actually lifted their cups, their tiny little shot glasses essentially, tilt back and just douse themselves in tea.
Perfect.
Oh.
They're gonna get hypothermia later, but perfect.
I'm pretty sure they're not. That's not an issue for these things.
I think they're immune.
If
I
any one of these
prestidigitate
Chwingas
I
die-
prestidigitate a little bit of a drying air on them and like fan them out like no.
If any one of these Chwingas die, I'm gonna kill everyone in this room. And leave myself.
I second that notion.
So does
I
everybody
third that.
everybody cheers and drinks?
Yep.
Yeah, Soltin finishes his.
She points out a few of the Chwingas and chirps at them a bit and does this like little like clap and pop with her hands and points at each of you, and the ones that she points out go up to each of you, and each of them just like look right up at you. You can look into their white face mask with the little swirly blue patterns on them, and they all like raise one hand up, like for you to take it or touch
High five.
it.
I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm mirroring them.
Yep.
I'm lowering
High five.
down one finger.
We have a strange sense of communication.
I put my hand down next to them.
High five.
As soon as you touch them, you
Die.
each feel a little jolt of power, like you just drank a Red Bull. You got wings.
Got wings?
Not really wings. But what you are getting is a supernatural charm, each of you.
This is neat. I like
So-
supernatural things.
Each of these kind of come to you based on your personality. Jonas,
Ah.
Now he's Russian.
you get the charm of heroism.
Oh.
This charm allows you to give yourself the benefit of a potion of heroism as an action, and once you do so, the charm is gone. Sinowo, you get the charm of animal conjuring.
Okay.
You can cast conjure animals at third level as an action. Once used 3 times, the charm is gone. Soltin, you get the charm of restoration. The charm has 6 charges. You can use an action to expend a certain number of those charges to cast either greater restoration, which takes 4 charges, or lesser restoration, which takes 2 charges. Once the charges are gone, the charm is gone. Ylfa, you get Charm of the Slayer. Your axe is now a giant slayer for the next 9 days.
Perfect.
Get it!
You've got no power here.
I'm gonna have a good time with that.
And Zephyr, you get the Charm of Feather Falling. For 10 days, you have auto feather fall.
Just jump off of really high stuff.
So what I'm hearing is that we're supposed to just yeet
Pull
her
a
into the
Kiki.
air. Oh,
Just basically
throw her.
Skyrim, climb up the mountain.
Steve, did you say how many charges the heroism is, or is it just a one?
Heroism
time?
is once. That is
Just
a one,
one. Okay.
a one and done.
I'll just add like
it
a
acts,
potion of heroism, and that'll work that way.
It acts as the potion, so it lasts for an hour.
Yeah, I'll just add the potion to my inventory to make it easier.
Sure.
Also, the animal conjuring is 3 times, correct? Or is it just 3rd level?
It is 3 times.
Okay.
At 3rd level.
3rd level 3 times.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You're just gonna like climb up on the carriage and just
Can
yeet
you
yourself off.
levitate?
I can levitate.
Yeah.
I can
So
levitate
now you can fall with style.
I can levitate once per long rest, I believe. I will double check
Amazing.
that, but that's just a trait that I have with
It's a racial trait.
Mhm.
yeah, it's a racial trait. I think it's just called levitate. It's called mingle with the wind. It's actually a class trait.
Well, there.
I'm
you
just
go.
gonna at one point I'm just gonna look over at Cinnabon and just be like, just throw me now.
I will absolutely do it. Just
throw me up into the air as hard as you possibly can, and I will
cannot-
definitely yell yeet as I do it.
Mhm.
I cannot
my
make
God.
the jump. You'll have to yeet me.
And then I just grab don't tell the ranger.
No promises.
I love it. Okay.
Amazing.
So after the cheers and you all get a little power up, she finishes off her tea and then kind of like sits up like she forgot the stove was on and turns around and runs off back up the way she came. And if you follow along the path a little bit and look after her, you can see a part of the rock wall that's covered in some hide that looks like some curtains drawn over a hole, and she disappears under it.
I follow.
I follow Sinowo.
Okay.
I'm not going to go inside, but Sultan will
No.
stand outside the door.
All right. So when you pull it open, it's a little cave, big enough for definitely big enough for you to get into.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, I'm a 7-foot.
Yeah,
Buffalo
and,
lady.
and once you're inside, it's a pretty decent size. It's about 20 feet wide. And it does look like it extends past this main front room that she's kind of set up. And it does look like it's like a studio apartment set up in a cave. Got a little like cooking pot in an area where some bricks have been assembled to kind of contain a little campfire. You don't know where the hell that smoke's going, but she is pulling a
It's not properly ventilated like it should be in Valheim.
She's pulling that piece of deer meat that you saw her cut off earlier off of a grill, and kind of patting it down to put off the fire. Put out the fire that was on it. No, she seems fine. You could tell that she's wearing some kind of gloves. She's just like patting it down and flipping it around. She skewers it with a little dagger and lifts it up off the grill and puts it down. And she like turns to see you coming in, and she looks a little uncomfortable.
I'm just gonna be like, "Do you need any help?"
She waves you off and shakes her head before she pulls out from this little box next to this table she has set up a pretty old and crappy looking cleaver. And she...
This is where she murders me.
She jumps on you. No, she just chops up the big hunk of meat into smaller pieces.
Lunges at you with like two knives, Drax style.
And once it's chopped into some more manageable pieces, she grabs the little knife again and starts cutting them even smaller until they're like 1-inch pieces, and puts them on a little plate, and walks back over to you guys and offers you a plate.
Oh, I take it.
Okay. And then she goes back over and puts the rest of the pieces into a little bowl. She gave you most of them, but she puts them in a little bowl and then takes one of them, stuffs them up under her mask, and then goes back to you guys like she wants to leave the cave.
I let her pass. I'm just kind of glancing around. Is there anything interesting I'm seeing or anything?
A few things.
Or is it just like
it's a lot of junk. It seems like this is probably where they accumulate all the stuff they steal, and then she goes through it.
Can I I'm gonna cast Detect Magic and see if I see anything interesting.
Okay. No.
Okay.
There's nothing magical in the cave currently.
Okay.
So as you go back out to the table with your plate of charred venison.
Oh, she tried.
Oh,
She
I was gonna say she tried.
She got distracted by strangers showing up.
An attempt was made.
And by this point, Ylfa, you look down at that cage again, and the Chwinga's gone. And that's where we're gonna take a break, y'all. So we're gonna take like a 20-minute break, and we will be back for part 2 of the session after that. So thank you all for hanging out. We'll be back soon.
Adventure with the Chwingas!
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have
the stream, eh?
No, Morgan. No.
Damn it.
Just you didn't.
I was planning on dying.
You can try to break me before we come back. It's
I
most
will
likely not
attempt it.
going to
I will
happen.
do it.
I've seen many a
Try to
streamer
pierce the
enter,
chaos that is
none
my brain
return.
getting ready to monologue.
Challenge accepted.
So, before the break, for those of you just joining us, we the party came upon a Chwinga camp, the Chwinga Kingdom. Yes, that a lot of that noise happening.
All right.
Oh God, it got me again. The notification.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for the follow. So, the Chwinga had a long tower shield set up as a table placement for a meal. And among the assortment of items, every one of the party, except for Wes, who's not there because Justin double booked tonight, shame on him, found a trinket that they had been missing. Something that they had either lost or just thought they misplaced, or just couldn't explain why it was missing. All of them happened to end up here, along with a whole lot of stolen goods from the town nearby. And as they got to know the Chwinga as these curious little
Adorable.
fae or elemental type of creatures, they realized that the Chwinga are just curious by nature and don't have many interactivity skills, but are very prone to mimicking behavior, as Soltin found out after leading a few of them in a dance routine.
Hell yeah.
So cute. Straight river dancing on the table.
Shortly after this dance, the queen of the Chwinga came out to a surprise and poured them all tea, which they shared, and realized that it was some decent tea, actually, for being thrown together out of stolen and woodland items.
Not poison.
Not poisonous. That was the most important part. It was not poisonous
I
tea.
confirmed it.
Didn't trust shit.
And
Ever.
after the tea, they all got some supernatural charms from the Chwinga granted to them. They followed the Queen Chwinga back to her little hovel in the side of this rock wall after she left.
Chwinga.
She left in a bit of a panic, and they realized that she was pulling off some meat that was charring over a little campfire inside the cave.
It was pretty tasty.
She shared it with the party and gave them a plate of meat and took a little bowl for herself, and then they joined the Chwinga gathered around the table. She continues speaking in this strange, chippy gibberish, and every once in a while works in a word of a different language. They notice that she doesn't sound quite like the Chwinga. She sounds like a child mimicking what the Chwinga say. And as you all gather around the table again, she sets the bowl down and takes a seat and looks around the table. Soltin, you notice that she looks at the spot where the diary had been set. And then she looks around the table and then at all of you before just kind of shrugging and taking another piece of meat, lifting up her mask and shoving it up under.
When she does that, Sultan's gonna he's gonna make a very obvious effort to walk around the table, whatever, and not try to approach her weirdly, but he's gonna pull the diary out and show her it, and just kind of point at her, and then point at it again, and then point at himself and be like, "Can you read this?"
She looks at you for a moment, pausing like she's hesitant to answer that, and then simply nods yes.
So he again like looks down at it, opens it up, and he shows like where she had left it. He closes it again, and then sits. Is there any place where he can sit down, like next to her, in front of her?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a place at the table. You're small enough you can squeeze in there, and
So he'll sit down and he'll hold it in both of his hands, kind of up towards her, kind of not, and just look at her like incredibly seriously, and just, can you teach me?
she kind of is taken aback a bit by that question, and she goes off in a little bit of the Chwinga gibberish and then reaches out and taps on the book. And now I remember that this book was in a language that you didn't know. It wasn't an unknown language, but it was just something you didn't know. So remind me again, what languages do you know?
Common and Halfling.
Okay.
He knows how to say cheers in just about every language, but that's about it.
At the end of her statement, in Halfling, you hear her say, giant.
He just kind of looks back at her, looks down. Just looks back at her again and just says, thank you. He says, did you want to read it while I'm here? I have to take it with me, but I don't mind if you read it. So he kind of like holds it out. He'll hand it to her then. Because if she's reading it, he has no reason to believe he wouldn't give it back in the end.
So she opens it back up to the page that the supposed bookmark you found was. And then just like sits it down on the table, and you can see her kind of peering down at it every once in a while she's playing with the little chunks of meat in her bowl.
I'm still probably just munching on my sticks.
Yes, Jonas can eat literally anything. So he is eating twigs and pine cones. And
Best.
Yes, there are some pine cones on the plates as well, for sure. And
I'm probably eating it like an apple.
Some acorns.
I'm gonna pull out my double recorder again and start going to town a little bit.
Okay. You shortly after starting to play, you notice the Chwinga is looking at you and kind of like nodding along, like she's enjoying it. Like this is the first time she's heard music in a while.
Oh.
It doesn't take much. It does not take much.
Zephyr tries not to tear up as she keeps playing.
I'm sorry. This is what you sign up for when you have a Cancer as your DM. Get ready for all the heartstrings to be pulled on at one point or
I
another.
already have enough with Disney like putting me in the field. I didn't need this too.
I mean, I know I'm a Taurus, but I got feelings.
Just know that it's mutually assured destruction,
This is why we're friends.
Because I'm a sympathetic crier, so... Oh, God. Oh, shit. I forgot about the sound alerts. I need to put a freaking price wall on those. Epic Sax is playing in my ears right now.
Oh.
God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna have to mute all that shit before the next stream.
This is way more fun to have you get.
Or at least make it so that all of us can hear it, not just me.
Oh my god, if all of us hear it, I would lose my mind. It would be great.
I'll rig it to play it through my speakers and not my headset, so everyone can hear it.
That'd be great.
It'll be bonkers. That's what it'll be. Where was I? Oh my god, you broke me, Valhalla. Yeah, you broke me. You did it. Thanks.
I was playing my music, and she
reacted like
along.
yes, she was very much enjoying the music, and she sees a few of the Chwinga. And Ylfa, you notice that there's a different Chwinga in the cage now on the table, and it's like dancing in there, doing the same dance that it saw Soltin doing earlier.
Hell yeah. and when this is happening, yeah, hell yes, 100%. Sultan's gonna cast Mage Hand, and he's gonna lift the cage like over the center of the table, about 3 or 4 feet off the ground, and he's just gonna float there. Okay. It stops and grabs on at first, like freaking out, like, and then as soon as it starts to hover just over the table, he like kind of bounces a little bit, realizes it's not moving. So he starts going back to dancing.
Cage dancing Chwinga's here.
We're starting something. And I will be their god. Cat, give me another performance check, please.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's make sure that I'm getting the right number. Okay.
Just cage dancers, like
this beautiful.
Not how I thought this was going to go. Oh, that's going to be a 21.
Okay, that's pretty great.
I'm feeling
once
the vibe.
Once again, just like the first time you played, they within about a minute, all the Chwinga seem to kind of sync up with your tune, and some of them are dancing, some of them are eating, some of them seem to be at the end of the table, like making more food or like playing with it in some fashion, taking a pile of sticks and some pine needles and turning it from one dish to another dish.
Okay, so I just get your paws off my keyboard.
Kitty cat just wants to play.
He just has to be in my face at all times. I don't.
Cats, the mortal enemies of the Chwinga.
Because they're cats.
Mortal enemies of the Chwinga.
No, not really. But you don't know.
They probably ride cats.
They could.
In the battle.
They probably could.
Well,
Ride
if something
cats with,
happens, blame it on the cat.
That's okay.
It's out of my control.
This is why we do the whole Discord window, so that if somebody gets cat ejected, it doesn't mess all the graphics up.
That's what I'm worried about.
No, it's fine. I account for that. I accounted for that. So you are all kind of just having a meal, essentially. Little evening snack. And before you know it, it's kind of dark. And you hear a sharp whistle in the wind. And all of you are immediately like, oh shit, we left Wes with the... God damn it.
Wes is dead.
I haven't become a god yet. I can't go back now.
You don't hear anything, but it sounds like it sounds like he's just checking in, because it has been a while.
I'll whistle back if I can.
I'll break out my shawm, and I'll just give like a little
Okay. When you do that, make a dexterity saving throw.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
fuck.
As soon as you do that.
That's not super great, but okay. 15?
You matrix dodge backwards, your eyes agape as a snowball flies past your face right as that noise erupted from your shawm.
Did I offend?
You look over, and one of the Chwinga is like jumping up and down, doing his impression of a Tuscan Raider.
I think he needs a glow stick.
Yeah. we're going to roll initiative because a food fight's about to break out. Let me open up this initiative tracker.
Hold on.
Hold on. You guys are still in from last time. I need to clear this real quick. Unprepared. Okay.
It's okay. I got a 16. I'm good.
Even with advantage,
Y'all can see the
I rolled a
timer
1
too.
and a
17.
So, we're gonna need to get everybody in here now, and go ahead and modify your numbers on there.
Hey.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
A -1 to initiative, so I'm just screwed either way.
You're still going before me.
Okay. So, this Chwinga here threw that snowball at Zephyr, going right past her face. Right past Ylfa as well. And now, Ylfa, you're the first to react to this.
I'm gonna throw a snowball at them.
Calm face and still going killer.
All right,
Just-
give me an attack roll with just your dexterity added to it. As you scoop up a handful of snow and fling it at the Chwinga that you think.
That's a 16.
Oh, you just knock him clean off the table.
I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I
And
don't know.
he flies back into the snowman, and the snow like falls off of the front of him, and he's just like splayed out against it, and everyone stops for a moment, and the Queen Chwinga at the end of the table just starts clapping and points at one of the other Chwinga, and he starts rolling up a snowball.
Down. Let's go.
Soltin.
So
Best day ever.
Sultan's going to he's gonna lower he's actually gonna take the cage that he has mage handed,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to set it on top of the snowman that just got impacted.
Okay.
So
So
he's
it's new head.
yes.
Okay.
So and then he's gonna use-
this is the snowman with the top hat and the monocle. So you move the cage over and the push the top hat off, and it falls into the snow. Set the cage down right where the top hat used to be.
and then he's gonna use mage hand to throw a snowball from that snowman.
Okay.
And goes.
Give me an attack roll.
Plus dex. Rolling. 13.
13 is gonna hit.
Huzzah!
You said you were aiming at the snowman itself,
No, he was
or
throwing
aiming
it
at the cage
from the snowman.
from
He's
the
hitting-
snowman. Okay.
He's hitting the guy next to him in the snow. So
Okay.
probably
Yeah.
one-
So
one-
okay. Cool. So yeah, a chunk. The mage hand swoops down and pulls out a chunk of snow and whips it across the table, and it goes right over the Chwinga's glass and her little bowl of meat and blasts that guy. He kind of jumps down off the table afterwards and runs underneath it.
That's sneaky.
At the end of your turn, the Chwinga seems to she just kind of pushes her chair back a bit from the table and starts orchestrating and pointing at the other Chwingas. And one by one, all of them kind of ball up little snowballs and start hucking them at you guys. One of them certainly hits Sinowo in the back. this little guy back here, and then he turns and runs off into this bush over on the side here.
Mm.
This guy throws a snowball high up way over Zephyr's shoulder, and it impacts on the table and gets snow into the Chwinga's bowl, and she grabs the little fork next to it and starts picking it off. The one behind Ylfa takes a little twig and uses it like a spear and just runs it into the back of her leg.
Can I roll dexterity to dodge?
Ow.
that?
No, he's making an attack roll against you.
Ow.
I am absolutely certain a 12 is going to miss. So you
Yeah.
feel him just kind of run into your leg and fall back into the snow. Like you just ran into a wall. The one that was impacted by Soltin's snow is still on the table, and he grabs one of the little snowball wads of mashed potatoes on a plate and just takes it, double hands it, and tries to throw it up into Soltin's face. And hits him
Oh my god, I love this so much.
right, just caked into your left mutton chop is a big wad of snow. And finally, the one behind Jonas trails around, running like a fucking anime character. And he kind of, as he runs, it looks like he sinks into the snow. You don't see like a depression in the snow or an effect on the snow, but he just like sinks down into it. And then when he gets around to the other side of you, he jumps straight up out of it and wings a snowball at you. And it kind of strikes you like, this is probably why we didn't see them before when they started swinging snowballs at us. If they can just, hide in the snow itself. He's gonna miss you.
Yeah.
It goes a little wide.
Naruto running.
It just kind of impacts off your shoulder a little bit, barely getting anything on you.
They're Naruto running, aren't they?
Oh god.
This one did. Yeah.
Mhm.
That one needs to die.
Are you feed him too?
Sinowo.
Okay. What is my 30 feet? Okay. I'm gonna walk over to the Chwinga. I'm gonna
Okay.
kind of tap on her shoulder and like have her like come back, like step back a little bit,
Okay.
like back here. And then I'm gonna cast slow
Oh shit.
everyone.
Oh shit.
It's gonna get us though.
That wasn't the intention.
What's the,
Oh,
save
okay.
for that?
I'm just gonna like kind of like look at her, give her a wink, and be like, "Watch this." And I'm just gonna cast slow.
Is there a save for that?
Okay. So slow is going to be how big of a
It is a 40-foot cube,
40-foot
Oof.
cube. Okay.
and
okay.
the it's a wisdom saving throw of 14.
Oh shit.
Oh, you made the wrong person do that.
So if you're pulling her back to there,
25.
Well, I'm a
you
snail.
can do it just yeah, wow.
Oh baby,
That's
nat
a
one.
big
I'm a snail. I got a total of 6.
Oh, I re-rolled that
That's a
once,
big
I forgot.
space. That's a big
Oh.
space.
Freaking halflings.
Yeah, I forgot halfling luck.
You
I got a
shouldn't do it though.
15.
I got a
Mm.
dirty 20.
I'm slow. I think I'm the only one that failed.
Okay. Oh, it's coming.
But what about the Chwingas?
Okay, so when you cast hilarious. When you cast the spell,
Mm.
it looks like 2/3 of them are affected by it. And when the ones that aren't affected by it notice this, they purposely slow themselves down, mimicking this behavior. And the Chwinga immediately starts clapping, just super entertained by this.
I can't.
I'm laughing. This is the best use of this spell.
It is.
Best
For a
use of
snowball
this
fight.
spell.
Now, which one of you guys were affected by this again?
Not
Just
me.
me.
Just Zephyr?
Not me.
Just Zephyr's dumbass.
Okay, cool. Well, it's your turn now.
Okay, well, free action. I'm just gonna do one of these. Of course, since even though I'm slowed down, I am still going to play this up like you wouldn't believe.
Mhm.
And I'm going to get my so I'm trying to think. I'm going to get my snowball, and I'm going to wait, how far away? Oh no, okay, you're a little too far away for that to work. I'm gonna aim at the little Chwinga that tried to joust Waffles' leg there.
This
And,
one?
I'm going to sort of toss the snowball in the air, and I'm going to cast Gust on it to send it at that little guy.
Okay. So it as you toss it up into the air, you see the Chwinga, who's on the ground still. He hasn't stood back up. Look up at it and watch it. Not seeing you do this, the little somatic components to charge your hands up with wind, and then as soon as his eyes come back down, you push forward with it, and go ahead and make a an attack roll. Just add your dexterity.
Attack roll and add my dex
Yeah.
modifier.
Yeah.
Okay. That is.
I'm not proficient in snowballs.
Oh my god, are you sure? Wait, hold on.
If you're a tavern brawler, you are.
That got.
Or throw anything.
I'm gonna have to put this dice in jail. That's only
Oh.
a 5.
Okay, yeah, the 5. You hit it with some of the snow from the ball because the gust of wind kind of breaks the snowball itself. So it just kind of falls in pieces, and a couple of the pieces do hit him, but the majority of it goes over him and impacts the snow just behind him.
Well, crap! That was a little overkill.
You're pretty sure if you would have hit him with it, you would have just buried him in the snow.
They'd never find the body.
That was gonna be hilarious.
So, yeah, that's exactly how it responds. Jonas.
Pine cones are still on the table.
You see 4 more on the table.
Don't need a motherfucking phone.
I'm gonna grab 2 of them.
I'm just gonna
and as
say
I'm doing that, I'm gonna say, bless you, bless you, bless you, and cast bless on the 30 over here.
Okay.
Oh, goody! I get a bless.
A blessing.
And then I'm gonna take my movement and I'm gonna go sit down on this log.
Which we're gonna do that. So a blessing on Ylfa, Zephyr, and Soltin.
Yes, and I'm gonna start eating into my pine cone.
I'm gonna bless you guys, and then I'm gonna go eat a pine cone.
Yep,
This is fine.
it's
Yeah.
exactly like an apple.
All right, Ylfa, back to the top of the order.
What you want?
Okay, I'm gonna start making a giant snowball.
Perfect. You're gonna kill them.
And I'm going No, I'm gonna throw it actually at the Chwinga.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maybe. Let's
Power
see how
play.
my roll goes. I didn't want to hurt the little ones.
Take a
So
shot.
you're blessed, so you get a D4.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Take your shot.
Oh, I might not need the D4 because I got a 17.
Roll it anyways. You have it. Make the big numbers
That's an
bigger.
18.
Oh, you hit. You for sure hit. And as soon as she gets hit, she just kind of like stops and looks down at where you hit her, just right in the lower abdomen, and looks back up at you. It just shakes her head before setting her bowl down, and both hands dig into the snow, and she starts rolling up.
Yeah.
Oh, you done awakened the beast. You done awakened the beast.
Soltin.
Sultan's gonna mage hand the diary and bring it back to him and put it in in a bag. I'm assuming one that's snowproof, waterproof, whatever.
Yeah.
He's gonna keep that with him at the moment.
Okay.
And then other than that, he's also gonna utilize mage hand. Is the one behind Ylfa still on the ground?
Yes.
He's gonna use the mage hand and he's gonna scoop the snow out from under him and see if he falls. Like if he falls under the snow, then cover him up again.
Yeah. You just kind of like
You're just gonna go.
pull this. It digs its fingers into the ground and just kind of pulls aside a bit of snow underneath it, and it falls in, and then loops back and pushes the snow on top of him.
That is exactly what he does.
Okay. So the Chwinga picks up snow,
I should have probably moved out of the line of fire too.
forming it
Well, yeah, you
into a
probably
ball. And then throws it up into the air above the table.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh god.
As it comes down,
Oh no.
she points her hand up, and a little tight beam of bluish white energy pops out and shatters the snowball, and it just rains down on Soltin, Ylfa, and Zephyr.
I should have moved.
Just raining down on the three of you over here. So each of you needs to make a dexterity saving throw, or just take it because it's snow.
With a D4?
It's snow.
I'll just take it.
I'm gonna take it.
13. Well, actually, that's 14.
Okay.
I'm slowed anyway. I wouldn't be able to do that well, so I'll just take it.
You still have a D4 you can add to it.
He's just
Nah,
gonna take it. It's snow. He's not worried.
It's no. I'm half air for
There
fuck's
might
sake.
be rocks in there.
That's all.
I'm half air for fuck's sake. I'm okay.
It's fine.
Yeah. It is not much snow. But you did just spot her use an obvious cantrip of some kind.
Would I recognize that?
Give me an Arcana check.
Actually, also, would I recognize it? Because I'm like right next to her. I'm like,
I'm
won't.
12.
I got a 13.
Unfortunately, no.
I'm buried under snow. I can't see it.
I'm
Yeah.
watching it, but I'm not taking part.
Well, you did see it before the snow hit you,
Okay.
Soltin.
I will roll.
Soltin, you roll with advantage.
A 20 for the first one.
That's enough.
Yeah.
It's advantage.
She
What the
popped
fuck?
off an Eldritch Blast.
Ooh. It's okay. My other one was a 6.
A single
Eldritch
beam
Blast.
Eldritch Blast. But nonetheless, an Eldritch Blast.
I swear, every time someone says Eldritch Blast, Travis Willingham just kind of stops and looks up like Tom Selleck. It just has that.
Eldritch Blade.
He should have this. He just looks into this and just nods knowingly.
And Laura just looks at him. Someone said Eldritch Blast again.
So in the wake of that, as you all are kind of just like stunned momentarily by the realization that she's a spellcaster, a half a dozen snowballs just pelt all of you from all directions. Jonas, you're fine back there, but you watch the three of them just get wailed on.
I'm gonna start digging myself out with my great axe.
Zephyr just starts yelling. At this point, Zephyr just starts yelling in Primordial because she can.
There's
What
just
you
a mage
say?
hand.
Yeah, because mage hand.
Yeah,
can
it's
only
slow
kill, like,
motion.
5 pounds.
Oh god.
My
Yeah.
person still has a lot of snow, but still, it's slowly just unburying me.
Alex, I fucking love you.
And we're gonna take you all out of the turn order because it's pretty clear who won the fight. At this
I
point,
did. I won the fight.
You just hear Zephyr
So-
yelling, "God's bless it!" And, like repeatedly in Primordial.
So we'll end this with Sinowo finally dropping whenever she decides to drop the slow.
I'm not affected, but I don't care.
Yeah.
And then the Chwinga go back to normal, and you notice that the slow ones, when they do go back to normal, they kind of jolt back into normal, like they were acting normal the whole time. They weren't weirded out by the time difference for them, and then they kind of start to try to replicate acting slowly again, and then they just go back to acting normal. The ones that were acting all go back to normal pretty much immediately.
I love that spell.
And Chwinga picks up her bowl again and brushes off her little tunic.
Soltin's gonna run up to her, and like not like in an excited way, runs up to her, and he's gonna look at her hands. He's gonna point to her hands and point to his, and then he, in whatever is the safest direction to do this in, be that up, whatever, is going to cast Eldritch Blast in the air, like
Okay.
away from things, so it doesn't hit anything,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of indicating, hey, like we do the same thing, kind of.
Well, yes, in a sense, to a seasoned spellcaster, sure. But tell the viewers what your Eldritch Blast looks like.
That is important. Because Soltin is his patron is a water genie,
Merid.
or a Merid specifically. His Eldritch Blast, instead of being a like ball of heat or thing like this, he normally puts his hand against the bottle where his patron is held on his side, and casts Eldritch Blast. When he does so, the beam, instead of being a beam or again an energy blast of some kind, is a blob of water with a big pointy-teethed fish inside of it, which I actually have to grab the photo. I will be right back.
Do
We
it.
need the photo.
Okay,
We
well,
need the photo.
either way, it's a very unsettling image. Basically, a little fish monster inside a ball of water that explodes on contact.
Little Eldritch horror.
Yeah, definitely an Eldritch horror, and I believe it is one of Soltin's. Well, it's one of Lewis's partner's drawings. Casey, who is playing the part of Soltin's patron. No, yeah, her name is just Casey. We never gave her another name. Soltin's patron is just Casey.
Casey is the name.
Yes.
Because nothing could be more appropriate.
I can't find it because we've been moving stuff around.
That's okay.
Next time.
Casey can have a little cameo in the next episode.
Yes.
We'll need to add it to the slideshow.
But yeah, it's a very toothy looking fish monster thing. And upon seeing it, she's kind of like taken aback, like, the fuck was that?
I think that's the second damn thing.
He's just kind of looking
So
at her.
yeah, she gives you some more of the Chwinga gibberish, and in Halfling says magic.
And he kind of nods excitedly, and then he won't cast it again, but he like looks at his hands, points at them, and says, "I get mine from my patron." And then he puts his hand to the bottle at his side, and then he looks at her, points at her hands, and then points at her again, says, "Where, like, who gave you your magic?"
She looks around for a moment and just kind of shrugs and taps on her chest with her full hand, and then points to her sternum, and then
The magic
like,
is
she's
just-
referencing like she's or at least she believes she's the source of her magic.
Sultan just kind of nods and stops for a second, and then he picks up his bottle, he uncorks it, and he looks inside, and then he stops, puts his hand over it, and then opens it, and then like lets her look what is in his bottle.
She moves her mask towards it, and you can tell that she does move it towards where eyes would be on a person. So even though you can't see through her mask, apparently she can see out. And she looks in there for a moment and tilts her head, kind of like taken aback by what she's seeing, and peers further into it, getting like almost touched to the point where she's touching it. And she kind of chirps delightfully and just like shrugs and shakes her head like she doesn't know what to say.
He just kind of looks, and that's where my magic comes from. This is my patron, my wife. She's the reason I can do the things I can do and go out and see the things I see, and it doesn't matter where I go, anywhere I'm at, I've always got her by my side. And he just kind of shakes, and he's just like, and you've got all these and everything, and this is wonderful. This is great. And then he probably apparently looking around himself, kind of for the first time, recognizes, oh, it's dark.
Yeah,
It is quite dark at this point.
We left West with the
Alone with
carriage,
Irish.
with your horse.
and alone
Yes.
with my horse.
Horses.
Husband.
Horses.
Husband.
Don't
Horses.
forget Hickory.
I won't
Hickory-
forget Hickory.
Hickory is
Hickory's a
one
good
half of the
boy.
Hickory and Iron
Hickory's a
Distillery.
good
Brand.
boy.
There you go. The brand.
It's the brand.
So, would you all like to go back to the wagon now?
Yeah, we should-
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably be best.
Wes is dead. No, I'm kidding.
But Iron's fine. It's okay.
Actually,
Iron killed him.
Really quick before we leave, I think because Zephyr is curious and she just needs to get this sated, when we're getting ready to head back, I want to have her turn toward the Chwinga and just say thank you in Primordial.
Okay. She kind of gives you some more of the gibberish in a gesture back, like you can't tell what she's saying, but then she does say a word in primordial that says "welcome." It's like a response to a thank you, kind of.
Good to know. Good to know. Okay, I'll head back with the rest of them.
So how many pieces do we find Wes in?
The Chwinga repeat that word in primordial.
Oh.
And so it kind of clicks in your brain. These are elementals.
Oh, that's good for me to know. That's good for me to know. Finally, my people, my people.
Oh no.
What?
So Wes is fine, back on the road. Look, everybody, he's fine. They're fine. Everyone's fine
Are
here
we sure
now.
about that?
How are you?
Check.
Can I
Yeah,
throw
not-
some
We're all
on
we're all
him?
fine here now.
No, thank
Thank you.
you. How are you?
Doppelganger,
Just want to throw
baby.
a snowball
Why?
at Wes.
See if you
I
can.
rolled a
You're
natural
gonna try to
20 for an
sneak up
insight
on him.
check.
No, just straight from the forest line. Just
Okay, yeah,
You want to sneak up on the
yeah.
ranger?
Take a shot. I can't remember what Wes's AC is. Yes, I do. I remember now. There it is. Everyone in the stream.
13.
It misses. He
Damn
just
it.
sits back and it flies by.
So, Steve, that insight check,
Yeah.
I rolled a natural 20 with a +7.
What were you inciting again?
If he's all right, and he's still West.
Yeah, he's fine. He's just a little annoyed that y'all spent a couple hours hanging
Having a
out with
double
these little creatures. But
And
he
getting
does like
badass charm, he
note
didn't
them
get-
as they're kind of like, you see him like peering out and like he's looking up into some trees and spotting some that you guys don't even see. And he's just like, so you made some friends, I take it?
Does he have
Yeah,
dark
we
vision?
did.
Yeah, he's a half elf.
We did, and we had a snowball fight, and it was delightful, except for Cinnabon's little stunt.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh,
I don't really care. Are you guys ready to move?
sit on it and spin, honey.
Sultan's gonna hop into the driver's seat, grab one of the reins, lean over to Wes, and say, "Let me tell you how I turned into a god."
Yeah, I don't care. Wes flips around the side of the wagon and then goes around to the back.
I'll sit up front because I probably good to have the perceptive fucker up there.
Yeah, and I've got dark vision.
So it's getting dark, so I can't see shit.
Yeah.
So-
Is the Chwinga nearby?
Yes, she's following you all up. Yeah, I just moved her over there to get her out of the way of the
Okay.
map.
I
So you
kind of want to
kinda
turn to.
move back out onto the road a bit.
Okay. I kind of want to just kind of turn to her. I'm like, Sugar, I did not get your name.
She just gives you some more Chwinga gibberish.
I will.
No word
I
with
will,
this one.
I will restate the same question, but in primordial.
Same response.
Okay.
She has a Twinga name.
Is it something you would be preferred to call? Chwinga.
Yeah, yep. She does. She gives you that. Again in primordial, basically, she wants you to call her Highness. Your Highness.
Oh wow.
Modest too.
I'll say I relay that to anybody else in the because I'm assuming I'm the only one who speaks primordial.
The
so,
little like crown that's attached to her mask looks legit. Like it looks pretty well crafted. Not something. It doesn't look like something she stole.
Oof.
Or I mean, you
right,
would expect her to have stolen something like that, but you've never seen anything like that in town for sure. So where she got it, you have no idea.
Plot twist: she's the Ice Queen.
all right, everyone.
Lose my
she
mind.
She wants to go by Her Highness. I am okay with this.
And
I don't mind.
the
Nice
Chwinga,
enough.
represented by this one here, just jump up all over the horses. And
Perfect.
all over the wagon, really, just climbing all over it and just immediately making a chaos. And one of them, while climbing up the side, steps on a strap and just unhooks it, and a ladder and the poles and the tracks just fall off the side of the wagon.
I'll get to work.
Oh
And-
no.
Yeah, they are making a mess immediately. And Chwinga just walks around to the back of the cart and jumps up into it.
Okay.
This is gonna be fun.
Well,
We have
Well,
invited
he's-
this into our life.
We
say
did.
while he's doing this,
You basically
Can
adopted
I-
a dozen cats all at once.
I'm gonna make an attempt here. Can I yell out order in
Stop.
primordial? I yell out order in primordial and see if they respond.
They all kind of stop and look over at you, and one of them shakes its head side to side and goes,
Yeah, no.
Okay.
and the other
I know
ones
what else
laugh.
All right. Fine.
Oh,
I
no.
will. I'll play along. Zephyr appreciates a little bit of chaos, but at the same time,
But
I'm
within
gonna pull-
a few moments, they do settle down.
okay, good. I was
They
gonna
do.
say I was gonna pull my flute back out.
Okay, yeah, okay. You can if you want, but they do
I
kind
will-
of
I
settle
will-
down as you pull it out and start to play.
Again, just something very chill and mellow.
Okay. Yeah, some of
And
them.
of course, I'm gonna let Iron be like, "Don't kill them.
Some of them.
They're with us."
Some of them kind of rest on the straps that are binding the horses to the wagon. Some of them kind of nestle themselves into the roof of the wagon. Like 4 of them jump into the wagon and immediately bury themselves in the blankets. The Chwinga goes in to the wagon, but stays near the back, near the opening where it's coldest. And the rest of you can arrange yourselves however you would like to for travel. Unfortunately, it has been snowing pretty hard for the past couple of hours, and while the snowfall didn't seem to affect you all over by the Chwinga camp, which you realize was kind of strange, back here it has accumulated a couple of feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah,
hopping through the
shovel.
snow. Got it.
Yeah. Like it was like a foot and a half before. Now it's solid 2 feet of snow.
oh boy.
Cool. I'm
Um,
just gonna start doing produce flame as my cantrip and just start kind of
Clearing path.
trying the
Okay.
clearing
Yeah,
path.
I'll start back up with my shoot, what's that ability that I have with
The wind
the
direction.
warming.
the
Or the
storm guide.
Yeah.
Storm guide.
I've got me shovel.
Okay. So within about 10 minutes you guys are ready to move again.
On the road again.
And so you push
Wait to get
forward.
on the road again.
Everybody
Gonna take my
Everybody
horse
pile
to the
in.
old town
Who-
road. I'm gonna
who's up front with
ride till I can't no
Wait, I
more.
thought it was me
Where
and
did-
Jonas.
where does Jonas's token?
He fucking disappeared somehow. I think I
He's
saw
gone.
him to the right. And now he's
Chwinga's took
gone.
him.
Oh no. Oh no.
He's to be
I'll
moved.
cut
No,
back
no.
to the cameras while I figure this out.
Yeah, he's gone now.
Bye bye, Jonas. You're dead.
I'm dead now. Goodbye.
D
So
E
long.
D dead.
So long.
Oh, I see myself now.
Peter, sing it.
Oh shit!
I do.
Thank you for the Prime subscription, Valhalla.
Oh shit!
That's the
Hey!
first time I've heard that notification, which
Oh, hey,
isn't
Val.
as jarring.
Well, what was it?
I live again.
It's a little like metal demon guy strumming on a guitar, and it's like diddle 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 diddle.
Wait, what?
Also, I don't know who Elk Bones is, but I love that. I love the squid emoji.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
Elk Bones is actually my friend Aaron.
I like the
Okay,
squid
there's
emoji.
there's Jonas up in front. Soltin, are you still up front?
I'm
you're
up there
front?
because
Okay.
he's got better perception, but I've got better night vision.
All right. So,
So we'll both-
everyone else
we'll
will
have
be in the
the
back,
coin.
and the Chwinga will be. I don't feel like copying and pasting this dude 12 times,
Oh,
so
this-
the Chwinga is going to be all over the place.
How is guidance, 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 guidance.
Guidance.
Get guidance, and you get guidance.
Oh,
Dude,
Guidance all
But
around.
I'm
Well,
also-
unfortunately, guidance is a concentration, so you can only do it one person at a time.
Yeah, I know. It's like we do it one at a time.
But every time somebody does something, you can just be like, "Hey,
Guidance.
you do that thing well," and they just do it better.
it's just like
Slightly
off an
better.
airplane. He just leans in.
Good luck.
Hey,
Wait,
We're all
no,
Good
counting
luck.
on
do
you.
better.
do that better.
Do
Good
better.
luck. We're all counting on you. Puts a hand on their shoulder, cast guidance.
You're just really good at encouraging people.
He has pom
Like-
poms.
That's a man that really knows how to shovel snow.
I
Guidance.
do know how to shovel snow.
And before we left the Chwinga camp, Soltin would have grabbed the cage and just carried it with us with Mage Hand above everybody. For the simple fact that, from my knowledge, Ylfa has some sort of association with this, and try to make it somewhat.
Yeah, you all could have grabbed your trinkets
Yeah,
Oh, I already did that
from
as
the
soon as I
camp.
started
Yeah,
eating.
I know Jonas and Sinowo actually did grab them, but you all could have grabbed your trinkets.
I mean,
Um,
I felt weird about grabbing my trinket because it had a Chwinga inside, and that felt like enslavement.
I
My
didn't feel weird. That shit's mine.
Well, all the Chwinga are with you now, so it's fine.
Okay.
We finally got the Chwinga army. I'm so excited.
Oh,
So excited.
I'm
Well,
still
then I'm glad
Chwinga.
Sultan grabbed it for me.
I'm-
Fear us. We have an army of chaotic cats.
I just want like the Chwinga just to
Well,
pull off the Snow White.
Sultan,
from
literally
Shrek,
the
like,
first time you take your eyes off that thing, the Chwinga's gone.
I believe it.
And then soon it's just an empty cage.
When
Don't
the
worry
empty
about
cage, he's just gonna like float it towards Ylfa, I guess, on the walk back. I would assume from the camp. Just be like, "Here you go."
And then later you spot that same Chwinga, because you notice you can kind of identify them by the markings on their masks. They are different. They all do look a little bit different, and so you do spot him later among the group. You know, as you all are getting ready to move out. But you all are gonna head out towards or on the northern road, coming to the north side of the lake, where you think Jerry's house will be. I'm gonna need
Jerry,
since you all are deciding to head out at night,
you got seating for eight.
and the little bit of light that was providing some contrast in this heavy snowfall is now gone, and even those of you with dark vision are having a hard time seeing, considering
pull
it's
over?
just a swirling mass of gray in front of you.
We should probably pull over.
Well, it's a little bit better with our storm guide, I would assume.
It is a bit better. You can see out ahead of you enough to know that you're not going to run into anything.
Even with 120 feet of dark vision.
Yes, because it's not the
Dark
darkness
vision
that's
isn't
messing
snow
you up. It's
vision.
the snowfall that's and
Fuck
your
that
dark
snow.
vision would be able to pick up the little bits of light coming off of the snowflakes, but there's so much going on that it's just a torrent of grays.
It's a visibility.
It's hard. It's hard to see anything.
You should probably pull over and bunker down.
Well, that's
actually, yes. I think that's a good idea. I want to see how 12 Chwingas pile up in like a cat dog pile or something.
They already have. They're in the back. They're in the.
It's going to be the cutest fucking thing you've ever seen.
They seem to be unaffected by the cold, so they don't. They are not shy about it at all. The ones that actually do go into the snow, just full on face dive into it. If yeah,
I would assume as much, but it's just a situation of they're going to be all over the cabin. I assume they sleep. That might be a poor assumption.
You can, yeah. I mean, if you guys want to hunker down for the night and wait till morning to continue.
Take shifts.
I can at least tell them really quick that that's what we're going to do in Primordial, just so they know.
Okay. I will say that the horses are rested up and ready to go after that last break that you guys had. They're kind of worn down for the day, like to the point that they would need a long rest soon. But you think you could go for another solid hour if you were to push on into the night.
We can't really see.
We can't see though.
It's like if you tried to drive in a blizzard, shit's not safe. Don't do that.
Yes, my very first Katsucon. It was great.
Yeah,
no!
I've driven in a blizzard before. There was a blizzard during Star Wars Celebration.
Yes, there was.
That was.
Yeah, there was.
I was in a costume that was built specifically for Atlanta in the summer, and I was in Chicago in a blizzard. It was really cold. And I had to share a taxi. I had to share a taxi with a TIE fighter pilot and a stormtrooper, and my brother who was dressed as Darth Revan. So that was fun.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a party car right there.
Yeah, it was great.
Hey, you know what? C2E2 2021.
Oh,
can be great.
Gonna be ready for it. I can't wait.
Chicago in December. What could go wrong?
We stay in an adjoining hotel and never leave.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Delivery all weekend.
It's called yep. I bring Ford and wear nothing but Ford.
Oh boy. I'm gonna have to do Tenzin at one of those, and it's gonna be really cold. Tenzin's gonna be super cold. I'm gonna have to get thermals to wear underneath it.
We'll see. Well, if I'm able to swing that one that Hampton Inn like I was able to for C2E2 last year, then I'll be okay. I could wear Persephone and be okay.
Okay. Enough cosplay talk.
Sorry.
Yeah, that sounds like this is wrap up talk, but no.
You pull off the side of the road. I'm assuming. You guys want to do that, right? Yeah.
No, on the road.
And extend the panels
sideways.
Extend the panels from this wagon to turn it into a small little hut, essentially. Get iron and hickory, round it up over on the side with a large hide stitched tarp over the top of them to keep them warm and keep the heat generated by the little wood furnace in the wagon. Jonas pulling. Are you going to pull the tent on the other side again?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
It sleeps too.
Some of the Chwinga make their way in there with you.
Oh,
they kind of spread out. Several of the Chwinga get into the tent over the horses.
Buddies.
Most of them are still in the wagon with the Chwinga Queen.
Can you blame them? There's furs in there.
She had brought with her a satchel full of random things that she pulled out of her cave before leaving with you guys. Pulls a little stitched bear out of the satchel and curls up with it as you guys are getting ready to go to sleep.
Stop.
When this
happens
happens,
to the
when this happens, Soltin tries to find an extra blanket or something to cover her with. And then after he does that, I'm assuming we're doing shifts as far as sleeping goes.
Yeah.
Soltin will take a second shift, so he'll sleep 2 hours, do his 2-hour shift, and then for the last 6 hours he disappears into his bottle.
I'll take final shifts.
I can take first shift.
I'll take first shift with Cinnabon.
Toro's crew.
Okay.
All I know is I have to cuddle up with Sen when time comes to sleep.
Also, I'm gonna conjure animals, not the charmed.
Okay.
I'm pulling out the 2 puppies.
Okay. 2 dire
And
wolves.
they're gonna do circles, pretty much doing a little track team around the cabin, just perimeter run.
Okay.
Okay, so this is perception, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They go out pretty much to the perimeter as far as they're allowed by the spell and come back.
Dang it.
Said everything's clear.
I got a 10. I'm not the
Okay.
most perceptive person.
It is an uneventful evening.
Okay, I was gonna say net 20.
Okay. Yeah. It is very uneventful. It's
Be a 26.
kind of peaceful once the Chwinga settle down.
Hit that long rest button.
They kind of settle down with you guys. So the more active you are, the more active they seem to get. But as you calm down, just most of you are asleep while some of you are watching. They just keep they kind of. It seems like they're just paying attention to everything around them and kind of mirroring the general mood of yourselves.
Can a Chwinga be on one of the dire wolves? Just riding over the perimeter.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's just holding onto the tail, like flailing behind it. Kicking its feet out. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh.
I'm gonna pop from the adorableness.
Oh, I'm gonna draw so many of these. It's not even funny.
Oh, I can't wait. I got some reference pictures for you.
Please send them my way.
Ooh.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, post
copyrighted
them
art. I
in
can't
the
use it on the
thing.
stream. So by all means, make us some art for the stream, Alex.
It's gonna happen. I'll do it.
So the night goes by very, very quietly. And on what would be the 3rd shift, considering night is pretty long this high north, who is awake for the final shift?
That's
Jonas?
me.
Not me.
Ilfa?
Final shift.
The
Okay.
final shift. Okay, so Jonas and Wes, we'll say.
I probably got a torch. I'm just kind of doing circles.
Okay. You hear something that makes you immediately want to put out that torch. And it's something that makes your blood run cold.
Does my crossbow of warning alert me to anything?
It is not within range. But
Oh, what do we hear?
what you hear is a howl. A pained, sorrowful wail that your passive insight can feel.
Do I know how long Sinowo's
As
wolves
soon
been on
as
the
you
last
hear the wolves are gone.
Yeah, they're
They go
gone.
when Sinowo went to sleep.
Their concentration.
As you come around the edge of the cart and see Wes sitting up on the driver's seat, kind of peering out, he's looking at you, and all the color is drained from his face. And he says, I know what that is.
And
Put out that fucking torch now.
no, I already did. As soon as I heard it, I shoved it down to the snow to put it out.
Wait, is Ylfa awake for final?
No, I thought it was Wes and Jonas.
It is just Wes and Jonas at this point.
Okay.
And you notice that some of the Chwinga are a little antsy, seeming to move. The ones that are tucked into the roof of the wagon are now up and moving about in a seeming panic. As Wes says, we need to get ready to move as quietly as we can. And he jumps down off and starts to open up the tent over the horses.
I will assist.
Is everybody else? Did we sleep through this?
You are all asleep. He is not woken. Wes is moving as quietly as he can, and no one that's asleep can hear him right now.
Gotcha.
Oh boy.
And as you and as Jonas and Wes open up the tarp covering the horses and kind of gently wake them up, get them ready to move. Wes, just as quietly as he can, asks Jonas, "What have you heard about the Wendigo?" And that's where we're going to pick it up next time. It's, yep.
Shit! Oh no!
Inside.
Save me!
Thank you so much, Elk Bones, for that. Dun dun dun.
Right.
God.
I really wish we could hear those.
Yeah, I will make sure that we can hear those next time.
Oh no!
Shit.
See, every time I hear Wendigo now, I just think of Until Dawn, and I'm like, oh, we're
Oh,
fucked.
yeah.
We're fucked.
Oh,
We're
dude,
fucked.
I love
We're
it.
fucked. We're
Good.
fucked. We are fucked.
Creepy game. I love it though.
That game, like I can't play scary games, but I watched Markiplier play it, and even just watching him play it, I had fucking nightmares, dude.
Mhm.
Like that's just fucking creepy.
It is.
You ready?
Super neat game.
Are you ready for this?
No, I'm asleep right now. Do 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 do
Do
do
do
do
do
do
do
do
do
do.
do do do.
Well, thank you all
There it is.
so much for joining us. Thank you guys so much for playing. It's a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah, there's so much chaos. But thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will be certain to let you all know when we stream next. We haven't quite set a date, but I guarantee we will talk about it as soon as I end this stream. So thank you guys so much, and follow everyone here. They're all wonderful people. And...
No, we're not. I'm a garbage person. You all know that.
Shut up,
Okay,
Morgan.
so follow everyone but Morgan. Don't follow
Hell yeah.
Morgan, even though he has a Twitch and plays video games all the time.
True.
This is true.
I play occasionally.
Yeah.
You will see a couple of us on Morgan's stream as well.
Yes, plenty of us stream with Morgan or hang out with Morgan on his stream. Mandii and I stream together. Alex,
Yeah.
I need to jump into one of your Among Us streams.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm
Be
so
on one of those.
I'm such a troll in Among Us games, though. I'm
I
wary
wanna-
to do it live
You'd
on
be
Twitch.
Perfect. Please
I-
do it.
okay,
Also,
okay,
Alex,
fine.
also,
Alex,
we're
let
two
me
Sundays
play
away.
Among Us with you. Let me play Among Us with
absolutely.
you, please. I haven't played in
Absolutely.
so long.
Done.
I just do tasks all the time, and I'm always called the imposter every single time. I'm like, all I want to do is do good.
Man,
Girl,
Every
I
time
just
I'm
breathe
voted
it,
out,
and my
I don't get a
community's
chance
just like-
to defend myself. It's
man,
just,
Yeah.
we'll do it together
what
next
about
time.
Steve? And then
Okay.
suddenly everyone votes me. Like, okay.
I'll just breathe, and they're like, She did it.
That reminds me.
I hit the wrong button.
Oh yes, Kat, show everyone in this game.
I am going
what
to.
you-
I am
But
going
no, Alex,
to.
what was all happened last time I played with you all?
Show art.
I think
Yay! Oh my god. Yeah,
That's so cute, aren't
little
they?
felt Among Us. You have to make one that's the imposter with like tentacles coming out the
you should
mask
definitely
of
also
it.
sell those on Etsy.
Can-
Those people would
Can you make a little
love
black?
God, I want one of those
That's
so
what I always
bad. They're
say.
so freaking
I
cute.
want to make other colors. I do want to make other colors, but I made these two yesterday.
They look so good.
I love it.
They do.
I love it.
If you sell
Also,
those on
the
Etsy, you will
Purple
make
was the
bank.
first one I made. Yeah, I know. I probably should start an Etsy at some point, but yeah.
Absolutely.
Also, I think we're like 2 weeks out from the brand new airship map
Ooh.
for Among Us. So
Oh shit.
That looks exciting.
we're gonna get new maps. And it's
Oh
gonna be so good.
shit. I don't know if I've even...
Here,
I haven't
wait a
really
minute.
played enough of the current maps.
I am just really,
Oh
really
my
bad.
I love
Looking
it
kind
so
of
much.
sus, Fred. Looking kind of sus.
Oh my god. Kat, once you have all of them, you have to do like a stop motion animation.
Oh god, yeah.
Yes, please. Oh my god.
I don't know how to do stop motion. Someone else would have to do that for me, but
Just
I would
take
like
Take
pictures
lots
and
and
send
lots
them to
and
somebody.
You gotta,
I am-
yeah.
Absolutely certain there's a YouTube tutorial out there.
Oh yeah, there probably
Oh,
is.
for
There's
sure.
a tutorial for
You need
everything.
the mount. All you need is the mount. You're good.
Okay. Thank you all for joining us. We will certainly be playing more of this, and we will let you all know the next time we are about to stream. Once we get into a regular schedule, it'll be more stable. But right now we're going full chaos with it.
I mean, that's my
Chaos
life.
reigns.
Chaos Ray! Chaos Ray!
Thank you all, and have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye.